To most people, Florida appears as a collage of sunlit beaches, glass towers, and this is a Florida shaped by deep time, unsettled and largely unchanged. And a coastline that never seems to sleep. But beyond the roads and resorts, the state reveals a quieter truth. Here, open wetlands stretch until land and sky blur together. Fresh water moves slowly through fields of rivergrass. Beneath the surface, limestone layers hold vast underground systems carved patiently by water over thousands of years. The wetlands move to a rhythm that existed long before the modern world arrived. Here, nature isn't arranged for an audience. It follows its own rules. Alligators drift silently through dark water. Mangroves grow thick and tangled, forming natural walls along the shore. Florida's wilderness doesn't announce itself. Its power is quiet, steady, and undeniable. This is the side of the Sunshine State few people ever take the time to see. A place where the wild still has the final word, and the land continues to tell its own story. What if we told you the Florida Keys aren't just islands, but the exposed remains of an ancient coral reef older than human history itself? Scientists now know this entire island chain was shaped by major sea level changes. That once covered all of southern Florida with a shallow ocean. Over 100,000 years ago, coral reefs grew here underwater, slowly building up layer by layer along the edge of the Florida platform. When ice ages caused sea levels to drop, parts of those reefs were exposed and hardened into limestone. That limestone now forms the base of the Florida Keys, especially in the upper and middle islands like Key Largo and Elliott Key. Some islands were shaped from coral reef stone, while others formed from sand and marine debris carried by tides and currents. The islands curve southwest toward Key West, following the original line of the ancient reef. Just offshore lies the Florida Reef, the only barrier reef in the continental United States. This reef system stretches for about 170 miles and supports more than 6,000 marine species. Because of this history, the Keys feel more like the Caribbean than mainland Florida. Forget the old rankings. As of 2025, Clearwater Beach has officially been crowned one of the 15 best white sand beaches in the world by Travel Plus Leisure. This isn't just a local favourite anymore. It's a global powerhouse outperforming the biggest names in travel. What sets Clearwater Beach apart starts with the sand itself. Soft and white, shaped by the calm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. The beach stretches for about 2.5 miles along a barrier island, keeping the shoreline protected and the waves gentle. Warm water, steady sea breezes, and an average temperature around 75 degrees make this place easy to enjoy year-round. Hotels, restaurants, and shops sit just steps from the sand, turning the beach into the centre of daily life instead of a distant attraction. Families come for the calm water, couples come for the sunsets, and travellers of all ages find space to slow down. We use information from many sources, so if you notice anything or have more to add, leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. If you're looking for a place where you can truly relax like you're on vacation, while still building a strong and exciting career, Tampa might be exactly what you're looking for. Beyond its world-class theme parks, the city has also become a major hub for technology and finance. Home to numerous Fortune 500 companies and growing opportunities. Sitting along Florida's Gulf Coast, Tampa is shaped by the calm waters of Tampa Bay and Old Tampa Bay, giving the city a relaxed coastal rhythm. Its roots go back to the 19th century, when it began as a military outpost with the founding of Fort Brooke. Later, the arrival of the cigar industry transformed the city. Today, Tampa's economy stretches across tourism, healthcare, shipping, construction, and maritime trade. The Port of Tampa, the largest in Florida, quietly moves billions of dollars in goods each year and connects the city to the wider world. Life here balances work and leisure in a way few cities manage to achieve. The warm climate makes outdoor living part of everyday life. From boating on the bay to walking through shaded parks. Some places just feel different the second you get there. Anna Maria Island is exactly one of those places. Stretching just 7 miles along Florida's Gulf Coast, this narrow barrier island is shaped by water on every side. It sits between the Gulf of Mexico to the west and calmer bays and sounds to the east, creating two very different coastlines in one small place. Long before Europeans arrived, the island was part of the safety harbour culture area for centuries. The people who lived here depended on fishing, shell tools, and coastal travel to survive. In the 1500s, Spanish expeditions sailed past the island while entering Tampa Bay nearby. They made landfall on the mainland, leaving the island quiet and largely unchanged. In the mid-1800s, fishermen and maritime settlers began to form small communities along the shore. In 1922, the first bridge connected the island to Bradenton, making travel easier for visitors and residents. Even then, development stayed limited, with low buildings, simple streets, and open shoreline. Today, Anna Maria Island is known for clear Gulf waters, calm bays, and beaches that still feel open and relaxed. Would you visit this place? Comment 1 if you've been there, or 2 if it's on your bucket list. Next up, we're heading to Jupiter, a sunny town at the northern tip of Palm Beach County that's famous for its giant red lighthouse. It lies just north of West Palm Beach and far enough from Miami to feel calmer, but still connected to South Florida life. The town's name comes from a long chain of misunderstandings, starting with the Hobe native people and ending with the Roman god Jupiter. That mix of history still lingers, especially near the Loxahatchee River, where native tribes once lived and important battles were fought. One of Jupiter's most famous sights is the Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse, standing watch over the coast since the 1800s. Jupiter's beaches feel wide and open, shaped by steady ocean winds and clear Atlantic water. Because this coastline juts farther into the ocean than anywhere else in Florida, sailors have relied on it for centuries. The climate here is warm most of the year, with sunny winters and summer afternoons often ending in quick rain showers. Between the brave history and the beautiful nature, it makes sense why Jupiter is officially ranked as one of the happiest seaside towns in the country. From above, Fort DeSoto doesn't look like one park at all. It's 5 separate islands, stitched together by bridges, tides, and time, sitting right at the mouth of Tampa Bay. Together, these 5 islands form Fort DeSoto Park, a 1,136-acre area sitting right at the entrance of Tampa Bay. Because of this location, the islands have always been important for both nature and defence. These habitats support a wide range of wildlife, including fish, shorebirds, and more than 328 bird species recorded in the park. Fort DeSoto is also a key stop on the Great Florida Birding Trail, especially during spring and fall migrations. On the North Beach, endangered loggerhead sea turtles return each year to lay their eggs in protected sand. Park managers work to remove invasive Australian pine trees, so native plants can stabilise the shoreline and protect nesting areas. Today, visitors can explore the park through trails, kayak routes, fishing piers, and beaches. while the land continues to serve both people and wildlife. Honeymoon Island wasn't always a place for romance or relaxation. It was once called Hog Island, home to native Tortugas people, and later marketed in the 1940s as a dream escape for newlyweds. The island sits across St. Joseph Sound from Dunedin and the nearby coastal towns, separated from the mainland by calm, shallow waters. In 1921, a major hurricane split the original barrier island in two, creating Honeymoon Island and Caladesi Island, with Hurricane Pass flowing between them. During the early 1940s, small thatched huts were built here and promoted through newsreels and magazines as a quiet getaway for couples. When the United States entered World War II, the huts were abandoned and slowly worn down by wind, salt, and storms. In the 1960s, plans were made to turn the island into a large residential area, and a causeway was built in 1964 to make access easier. Those plans ended in 1969 when the permit expired, and the state later purchased the land instead of allowing development to continue. Despite welcoming over 1 million visitors each year, large parts of Honeymoon Island remain undeveloped, with dunes, pine forests, and wetlands protected as part of the state park. Key West is only about 90 miles from Cuba, closer to Havana than to Miami by air. That short distance has filled this island with layers of history, culture, and stories most visitors never expect. For a long time, this island sat on busy sea routes, making it a stop for sailors, traders, and even pirates looking for shelter. Later, its location turned Key West into an important naval base for the United States, helping protect the waters of the Florida Straits. Because it lies at the southernmost point of the continental US, the island feels more connected to the sea than to the mainland. Key West is small, only about 4 miles long and 1 mile wide, which makes life here feel close and personal. Writers and artists were drawn here by the calm pace of life, including Ernest Hemingway, who spent many years living and working on the island. Today, walking is the best way to explore Key West, as narrow streets lead past gardens, old houses, and hidden courtyards. Clear water surrounds the island, offering beaches and easy access to swimming, snorkeling, and other water activities. Destin sits along Florida's Emerald Coast, where the land forms a narrow strip between open Gulf waters and a calm bay on the other side. This location gives the city two very different coastlines, one shaped by rolling waves and the other by quiet, sheltered water. Long ago, this strip of land was a barrier island, slowly changed by hurricanes and rising seas until it became part of the mainland. Destin began as a fishing settlement in the mid-1800s, when Captain Leonard Destin arrived and made his living from the surrounding waters. The beaches here stand out for their soft white sand and clear water that shifts from pale green to deep emerald as the light changes. To the east, Sanderston developed into a resort area, known for organised beaches, shops, and higher-end dining. The rest of Destin feels more local, with marinas, neighbourhoods, and daily life centred around the harbour and bay. Below the surface, the clear water reveals reefs, fish-filled shipwrecks, and frequent dolphin sightings, making the area popular for snorkeling and diving. Siesta Key is a barrier island on Florida's southwest coast, located between Roberts Bay and the Gulf of Mexico. It sits just west of the city of Sarasota and is part of the larger North Port to Bradenton to Sarasota area. In the 1800s and early 1900s, the island had different names, including Little Sarasota Key, and was mostly undeveloped. In 1907, early developers began shaping the northern end of the island by digging small bayous and building docks. For many years, the only way to reach Siesta Key was by boat or ferry, until the first bridge connected it to the mainland in 1917. A second bridge was added in 1927, making travel easier and helping the island slowly grow. By 1952, the entire island was officially known as Siesta Key. The island stretches about 8 miles long and is best known for its white quartz sand, which stays cool even on hot days. The calm, clear waters of the Gulf make the beach a peaceful place for swimming, walking, and enjoying the view. Today, Siesta Beach is recognised as one of the best beaches in the world, known for its natural beauty and relaxed island feel. Before we continue, here's a quick question for you. In what year did Florida officially become a US state? Comment your answer below.